Something happens as we get older, and not many talk about it. Our world slowly gets smaller. For some, that is great loss. For others, it is pure peace. Which camp do you fall into? Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. You know, the other day I was thinking about something. As we age, our world shrinks. Our world gets smaller. For some of you, that's a loss. It's sad and it's lonely, and you don't really care for it. For others, like me, it brought some unexpected feelings, great feelings, feelings of gratitude, feelings of peace and quiet, feelings of appreciating the life I had before, but loving the life that I have now. So I want to talk about both sides today because you could fall into one camp or the other. So why does our world get smaller as we get older? Well, it's just going to be part of life. There are many reasons. First of all, friends pass away. And at this age, we lose more and more people. Friends could also move away because they're making a major change in their life due to health reasons, retirement reasons, etc. We lose our parents. We lose our siblings. There is a lot of loss as we get older. Also, we don't drive as much. And some of us don't drive at all, like me. I don't drive. Our family gets busy. Our children, our grandchildren, they're making their own lives and leading their own busy lives like we did when we were their age. So that's understandable. Our social circle gets smaller because friends move away, or friends that we used to do things with, maybe they can no longer do the things because of mobility and health issues. There is just such a variety of reasons why our world gets smaller, especially after 70. Now, when I think back to when I was younger, especially if you were raising a family, if you had children, but even if you didn't, you had a much bigger world. Many of us worked outside of the home. We had work friends and work engagements that we had to attend. If you had children, you had to get involved with the school, the PTA, be a home mother, a bake sale, this, that, and the other. Their sports. You were always meeting other people, and people wanted you to do things or get involved in clubs or organizations, things at work. So we had a pretty big world, at least I feel like I did. Different people may move in and out of your neighborhood when you're younger. And so, you still have your friends that were your neighbors, but then you get new neighbors and you make new friends. So you end up with quite a collection of people that you do things with. And again, that's just part of being younger. But all that kind of goes away when we get older. And for some people, like I said, that's a very sad time in life for them. For me personally, I love my smaller world. I would not want to go back to all the obligations and being involved in this, that, or the other. And believe me, I was never a real social person. I didn't join a lot of things. It's just not in my makeup or my personality. But I was busy. I was busy with life in general. Now that all those things have slowly gone away over the years, I am so grateful to be able to be home every day, be in my own home where I am comfortable, where I can do what I want to do. I'm grateful that I have the peace and the quiet that I have. I'm grateful that I don't have to come up with excuses of why I can't go here or there or whatever, because I don't get any invitations anymore, which is fine by me. I'm even surprised to say that I'm grateful that I'm not needed as much anymore. Now, I realize that can make some people feel really bad, and maybe that will happen to me in the future. But right now, because I'm not needed as much, my life is my own. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. My kids, my grandkids who are all adults now, they're not calling me for this, that, or the other. They don't need me to help them paint their house or, bake a cake or do this or do that. Now, granted, they still need me, and I love that, but not in the ways that they did. So my time is really my own now. Now, I have great sadness for the friends and family members that I have lost. It has left such a deep, empty place in my heart, and I know many of you can understand that. But I choose not to let that get me down or take away from my life. Instead, I'm grateful for the friendship and the family relationships I have had. I'm grateful that those people were in my life to begin with. I have so many wonderful memories, and I can rely on those and recall those at any time I want to. They were very deep and meaningful relationships. And even though I don't have them now, it's okay because it doesn't take away from all that they contributed to my life. And I have so many fond memories. So I don't feel the need to go out and recruit new friends and bring people into my life. I've just moved beyond that. That's all I can say. That doesn't mean you have. You may be the type personality that you need that in your life. You need a group of friends to socialize with. And that's okay too. That's a very valid point. It's just we all have different personalities. And I'm satisfied with the way things are for me. There's no right or wrong in how you view a smaller world. Let me give you an example. My mother had a big world up until she was in her upper 80s, and she loved it. She had a lot of friends. She worked until she was 79 and a half, so she still had co-workers. All of them, of course, were much younger than her, but she hung out with them. She did things with them, and she loved it. So her world, her life revolved around social activities, invitations, lots of friends going here, there, and everywhere. She loved to go anywhere. It didn't matter where it was. As long as she was moving, she was happy. No grass ever grew under her feet, I can tell you that for sure. And as she continued to age and then, got up in the upper 80s and had dementia and things like that, her world got so small and it destroyed her. It really did, because she would wait for that phone to ring all day long. She was always a phone talker. She would talk on the phone all day long and loved it when the phone rang. Well, it quit ringing, and she quit getting invitations because she really couldn't keep up with her friends because they were younger and far more active. So she just slowly kind of shut down. Her smaller world was devastating to her. She wanted that old life back. She wanted all the social engagements and a whole boatload of friends and acquaintances and activities and all that. So, but then for me, I'm the opposite. I never had all of that. It wasn't part of my makeup or personality. So I had nothing to miss. And the few things that I did have to be involved in out of obligation or things like that, I really didn't care for them. I was so glad when that stuff was removed from my life. When my world got smaller and smaller and smaller, I loved it. And sometimes your world may not get smaller, but it may get quieter. You might like that part. You might like that you still can go out and do all the things and you want to do all the things that you've always done, and yet you can have your peace and quiet. I guess the bottom line is some people see a smaller world as a loss, and others see a smaller world as a gift. I think to really age well, we have to come to appreciate the season of life that we're in, whatever that may be for you. There is beauty in all seasons. There's beauty in all of us. And so it really doesn't matter which camp you fall into, as long as your world is right for you. You have the right and you deserve to have the world that you want in your life at this time. I would absolutely love to know which camp you fall in. Are you glad that your world is smaller, that it's quiet, unencumbered, things like that? Or are you sad that your world got smaller and it took away from your life? It felt like a loss to you, and it still does. Please let me know in the comments section where you stand on this. All I can share with you is I feel like I'm living my best life ever. I have what I need. I have what I want. I have the love of family. I have the connection of family. I talk to my children and my grandchildren regularly, constantly. We text each other. We call each other. We're involved in each other's lives. But we don't infringe into each other's lives, if you know what I mean. At this point in my life, I don't have one single person that I know that is local, that is around me, that I could call and say, oh, can you come over today? I just want to have someone to talk to. Or can we get together for coffee? I have something I want to discuss and get your thoughts on. I don't have that person. I did, and it was a neighbor, but she passed away 3 years ago, and there hasn't been anybody since. I do have friends that live out of state that I've been friends with for a long time. Some of them are from my church in Richmond, Virginia, when I lived there. And I have a dear friend in Florida. And I can call and talk to them about anything. I can't get together with them because we live in different states. But you know what? That is okay. I have really come to learn myself, do a lot of self-reflection, understand myself, and most of all, the greatest gift that I would have never expected, that you could have never told me would come to be, is having all of you. You all are amazing friends to me. I I can't even put into words what it means to me to be able to talk with you, to share with you, to express myself, to express my feelings, to be real, to be honest, to let you know all my quirks. And believe me, I have many, and I have talked about most all of them. Well, I'm sure I still have more, but I've talked about many of them. You all have validated me. You share back with me. You help me. Some of you, we email each other. We text each other. We even call each other. I would be willing to do that with any of you because I have such a connection with you. And I've never met you, and you've never met me. But I know you. I know. I get a inside gut instinct feeling about people. And I know your qualities. I know your strengths. And I am just thrilled that God has brought me a world of friends that some of them live in other countries. And I feel just as connected and close to them as I have a best friend throughout life. So I want you all to know that and how meaningful that is to me and how fulfilled I am in my life when it comes to friends and people I can talk to and I can share with. I get on here and share myself like I'm talking to my best friends, and I hold nothing back. If I'm anything, you know I'm honest, and I just put it out there. I tell it like it is. That's who I am. I have many of you that I can email or send a message to and share so many things with. So I have a very full life in my very, very small world, and I am grateful for that. Please let me know how you feel, and now let's move on to an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip comes from Hebrews 13:5. Be content with what you have, because God has said, I will never leave you, never will I forsake you. I chose that verse because whether your smaller world is a loss to you or a gain to you, be content with who you are and where you are. You are not alone. If you're a social butterfly, if you need invitations and lots of people and groups and clubs and all that stuff, if you need that in your life, I don't care if you're 70, 80, 90, or 100. You should have it. And it's okay. It's okay for you to enjoy it and be content with it. If you're from the other camp where you feel your small world is a gift, be content with that. Be content that you're happy, that you're okay alone. You're okay being isolated, if you want to use that word, in your own home. You're okay with not having a lot from the outside world in your life. My world is right here in my home. I don't have anything from the outside world, nor do I want it. I don't want any parts of it. I'm content with myself, my home, my family, and that's good enough for me. And no matter which side you are on, God is always with you. He will never leave you. He just wants you to be happy. There's one other scripture I want to refer to myself, and maybe to those of you who kind of live like I do or feel the way I do, and that is 1 Thessalonians 4:11. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. That, that scripture was written for me because that is my ambition. That's all I ever wanted, was just a nice, quiet life. I didn't require anything else. So I am so thankful for the life I have. I am so grateful that I am content beyond words. And I pray that whatever your life is like for you, that you are content and happy. That's all that really matters for any of us. I thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.